Steve Kaufer, founder and CEO of TripAdvisor.
So consumers are getting really used to writing reviews, reading reviews, taking them into account when they book a holiday. You were making the point earlier on that the travel owner isn't so used to it. They're not making the most of the consumer reviews. And you actually said that I think it's 4% of people of travel owners are doing something about a bad review. That means 96% of them aren't. Why not? Why aren't they?
Why not? Yeah. Darn good question. So when I talk to hotel owners, because they'll email me or call and be really pissed off that someone posted a bad review of their property, and the call is always, take it down immediately. Sorry, we won't do that. Well, then I want to be off your site. Well, sorry, we won't take you off the site either. Why not respond to the review and tell your side of the story? Because there's always two sides to the story. And some people do, and I applaud them for it. And we know that it actually helps their business, at least from the folks that have come back and said, well, actually, I did post a response, and people stopped canceling their reservation because of the bad review. So we have anecdotal evidence, at least, that works. In terms of the hotel owner that says, I don't want to post a response because that's just going to give more credence to their complaint, it's like baloney. I mean, it's not that it's going to be in the headlines anymore. And the mention I made of the presidential candidates is like, yes, politicians have learned not to let a charge go unanswered. In our case, it's just crazy not to offer either the reason why the hotel guest had unreasonable demands, or more likely, why it was actually a problem at the time. They're very sorry about it. It's been rectified, and the hotel owner wished that the guest had told them at the time. Because that's usually what happens. The guest isn't happy about something. They don't complain at the time, so the poor hotel owner can't actually do anything about it. And that's just a great case for why a hotel owner should respond online, tell their side of the story, apologize, nothing wrong with that. And then users coming and reading the reviews, they see the balance, the good with the bad, and the hotel owner trying. That's what I would do if I were them.
Do you think that a lot of hotel owners are still defensive because they are concerned about potentially the service they offer? They can't be at all places and all times, and they'd rather shut the doors or shut their ears.
I can truly appreciate how a hotel owner would prefer that a site like TripAdvisor doesn't exist. But it's TripAdvisor, it's Yahoo Travel, it's Google Reviews, it's Hotels.com, Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity. All of these sites have reviews. Now, you can either try to ignore it, and I'd say it's too late, you got to respond, or make the best of it. And we actually offer the response vehicle to tell both sides of the story, so use it. You can turn it not necessarily to your advantage. I understand hoteliers don't like the fact that anyone can write a review and it can be shown in the light of day. Sorry, but it's actually really good pointing out the fact that there's a lot of hotels that people really shouldn't stay at, and the owners should just invest in fixing their place or fixing the service levels so that they can earn back the positive reviews. And on TripAdvisor, if your recent reviews are positive and your ancient reviews are negative, your score is reflects the recency of the good news. So you're not penalized forever.
You mentioned a lot of other sites that are starting, or are really seriously now using UGC as a hook and an additional service. How crowded is that marketplace for you now, and how can you differentiate? How can you still remain the sort of, because you're almost like a granddaddy brand now for UGC. Is that a good thing?
Oh, I prefer, I suppose, to be the only site with user reviews, but that was never going to happen. So lots of other sites have reviews. Some are kind of one-line reviews, which I don't really think offer a lot of value. Others are much more robust, like TripAdvisor's. And as I view it from a consumer perspective. So if I'm looking at a nice Best Western hotel near the soccer tournament I'm going to, and it's got 3 reviews accumulated over the past 3 years, what am I going to do with that information? All right, it's better than nothing, but TripAdvisor probably has 40. So the size, the breadth, the scale, the recency of all the reviews, the details that our reviewers go into, that's really powerful.
So size matters, you think?
Doesn't it to you? I mean, if you're looking at a hotel and it's got 40 reviews versus 3, really, I'm going to believe the average of the 40 more than the 3.
What about if a meta review site comes along, scrapes reviews from the other sites, aggregates them together, creates an easier, better interface? Are you dead in the water?
Hardly. I mean, there are meta sites in almost every industry now, and the core sites don't lose their ability. So meta might, add a feature. Certainly, visitors on any meta site that's using our content are seeing our brand, our logo, and to actually read the review, they're clicking off to our site. So would I as a consumer trust another site that just says, hey, we searched the web and the score of this hotel is 4.6? No. How are you making that up? How is it 4.6? Well, it is because we've searched these sites. Great, let me go to those sites and see what's really being said. If they ever accumulate their own reviews to a scale that matches ours, then they're real competition for us.
You mentioned about, as well as getting more and more reviews, you're trying to get a bit smarter about how people access those reviews. A couple of things that came up were about filtering the people like me, and also social network filtering as well. What's working, what's not working so well, and why haven't you got to that good filtering point yet?
Well, the filtering right now is actually pretty good when you use it. Location filtering is probably the most popular on the site. You want the best hotel that's available for my dates near where I need to be for a meeting or family or whatever. And we give you that right now and nobody else does. We give you the best implementation because we have the most content and it's location sensitive and it's price sensitive and it's availability sensitive. So pretty darn good filtering today. To the point raised about sort of people like me, Traveler Network is really, really great when it works. It works for me, because I literally have 200 plus friends on the network, so I get to see what everyone has said that I know about places I'm looking to go. I instantly get the recommendation I want. It's fabulous. How do I convince everyone to add their couple of hundred friends? That's hard. It's not we haven't been able to crack. Frankly, if we haven't been able to crack it with our size audience and our amount of content, I'm not sure anyone else is going to be. And if they do, great, I'm going to go learn their secrets and apply them, and that'll be fine, because it's a really nice concept.
Is it not about just creating a better app for Facebook, for example, and just saying, okay, if you want to install this app, then automatically all my friends from Facebook are now using your friends like me filter? Is there any way of getting a better link with those existing social networks, a better deal with them?
So that they won't sort of allow the export of their friend network. We're very sensitive about privacy concerns, so we don't really want to enable someone on TripAdvisor to see who your friends are on Facebook. It's not cool. And Facebook, it's your real identity there. On TripAdvisor, you have a screen name because people don't necessarily want their real identity shown. So the model kind of works, but until Facebook and the rest of the networks kind of really open up the platform for use outside of those environments, we're not sure how we can make the Traveler Network effective.
You're saying you had some great innovators in your labs at TripAdvisor. Tell me a couple of things that they're working on at the moment. What would you like to launch in the next year?
Ooh, can't tell you that stuff yet.
Just generally.
So what I alluded to, what we just announced today was the Booking Buddy Deals Network. So that was, we don't have a formal labs group, but it's sort of the initiative in every product team to be able to, to trying that next innovative thing. As an organization, I really try to tell people that it is okay to fail in your product initiatives. It's not okay to not try anything big. So incremental improvement is fine, and we do a large chunk of that day in, day out. What's the big idea that we're going to try each quarter, each year, knowing full well that some of those, most of those, really won't work. So with the labs, the Booking Buddy Deals Network that came out today, very excited about that. Awesome for suppliers, awesome for consumers, just a natural. I talked in the speech about how we actually have a tremendous amount of great information about what prices are for hotels matched with ratings. So now, give me the best value it's not necessarily the most popular hotel in a city, but it's popularity combined with price, combined with availability. Well, in most cases, that's what people are searching for. Some people may care that the Four Seasons is the most popular hotel in Paris, if it is, I don't know it is, but most people can't afford to stay there. So, all right, give me something half the price and almost as good, instead of having to search through the 1,000 properties we have in Paris to figure that out.
So it's moving more from just what I feel about this hotel to what I feel about it and how it's hitting me in the pocket or not.
Yes.
Especially over the next year or two. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
Thank you.